Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Tuesday, March 20th, 2012, is sponsored by Realtic. All right, let's get right into it today. The market's opening sharply lower, but throughout the course of the day, as volume has remained very, very light, we've just seen that slow kind of float higher. And I'm very curious to see if the markets can finally move above the 50 moving average right here and go to gap fill in the resistance level right here and make it a flat day on Wall Street, or do we stay below here and come back down? And I think the most important point here, if you're an in the money stocks methodology follower, is the fact that you never confirmed below the 200 moving average. And that's something I talked about in the intraday stock chat this morning, describing how if you did confirm below the 200 moving average, you would look for further downside. If you didn't, you had to be in that camp of light volume float, which would be upside potential. And sure enough, no matter where you look, even though you closed below here, there was no confirmation, closed below over here, no confirmation, and you go to any point on this chart and you never once confirmed below the 200 moving average. And that's a proprietary signal, folks, for those of you that are following. And again, that is a great signal. You can see again the beautiful upside the market has had since then. And again, we're still negative. I mean, the Dow's still down 43 points, Nasdaq's down 5, S&P's down 3, basically a 0.25% if you look at it across the board. But bottom line is the markets have come well off those lows. They're being led by Apple. Again, they're being led by Amazon, which is having a monster day. Take a look at Amazon here, AMZN. On a tech side here, that is an amazing move. Now, there's a level and a triangular pattern I was showing to you guys for quite some time on the daily chart. Probably for the last month, I've talked about this in these videos, and many of you may remember this. And I talked about the triangular pattern here and basically said to you, when you look at a triangular pattern, you basically don't care if it's in the triangular pattern. All you care about is when it breaks out of that triangular pattern. And again, notice how, you just tag the low ends here multiple times, the high end multiple times, and finally today it broke out, and look at the explosive move on the breakout. That is an amazing move higher here, folks. And again, you're going to have some resistance right up here in this general vicinity on Amazon. This is the pivot high from 2011. My guess is this has a chance to go all the way to the 200, which is upwards of, I would give it an approximate price of 201, 200, right around that level, which is only about $6 away on AMZN. But either way, just a classic triangular pattern with a breakout today on Amazon. Now, Apple was sharply lower early in the day, down about $10. This stock on Apple has again come back with a vengeance. Notice the tail here. That's actually a fake print down there, which is kind of interesting nonetheless. But Apple again was trading all the way down around the 590-ish area here, even in the high 580s, and ultimately came all the way back to be back above 600, trading up about $2.20 right now at the highs of the day. And these key stocks, Apple, Amazon, and then if you look at the financials, that's the other reason why the markets have come off their lows. JP Morgan is just a monster today, up 43 cents. Goldman Sachs is up almost $3, up 260 on the day. By the way, nice bullish consolidation here as well. These stocks, the financials continue to be strong. They were very, very strong last week as well, once JPM came out and said, oh, by the way, we're going to do a share buyback, increase the dividend, and then obviously those pseudo stress tests that the Federal Reserve did, which we all know was a crock of you-know-what. But bottom line, it just gives that short squeeze a little bit of a nudge to create, and those shorts cover. It turns out to be a momentum changer, and the financials really surging again today to the upside. And again, you can even see Bank of America, which had a nice reversal yesterday, is bouncing back. Now, I still think the top is in Bank of America, as it's made up a move of 100% off the lows from December, 100% from this pivot low in December all the way to now, which is again 3 months up 100% with a nice reversal and topping tail right here. I still think this is probably the high, but it does give those of you that missed out on the trade yesterday a little bit of a re-entry position on the bounce today. It hit a high of 997, just about that $10 level. All right. So again, financials are leading the market today, and then you have key stocks in the tech sector which have a huge weighting, including Apple and Amazon as the leaders. Other than that, there's not a lot up. I mean, even Google, it's up 40 cents. That on Google, that's basically a flat day. But even if you look at Chevron, Exxon, with oil getting hammered today, and we take a look at the USO down 93 cents, with oil getting hammered today, there's not much momentum in oil stocks. Obviously, the reason for the gap down today from the media is essentially the BHP coming out and saying, the stock BHP or the company BHP headers coming out and saying China is going to slow to this growth. That seemed to spook the markets a little bit today. But again, the markets are still showing that underlying resiliency. Although they're not positive, I do feel like a month ago we would have been positive a long time ago in this market. You're not positive, which shows you a little change, but it's still in the preliminary stages. And again, it's interesting also. I'm short IBM, for instance, down $1.39 on the stock today, which is a great thing for me as I'm in the money on that. That's based on a time count. As long as you're utilizing these key factors, you should be doing all right. Microsoft's having a great day down today as well, down 34 cents. I'd love to see Microsoft close below the 20 moving average. Then you really need to see confirmation, and it should go right to the 50. But nonetheless, there are some weak stocks out there. Even though the markets are just slightly lower right now, we are seeing some weakness out there. And again, the strength in the market, the comeback in the market is a reliance on a couple key tech stocks and then the financials. I mean, even if I scan to like MasterCard today, MasterCard is down $6, Visa's down 2. Again, as I mentioned, IBM is down. HPQ, Hewlett Packard's down nicely, and so forth. And again, a lot of these stocks are lower. Cisco is one of the bright spots, up about 1.8%. It's a nice move on Cisco. Very, very nice move on Cisco there. All right. Again, let's go back to the SPY and just take a gander here. That's the daily, but we're going to focus on the intraday. Notice how the intraday is coming right off that 50 moving average. That's a little bit of a short scalp right there. I know a bunch of my traders in the intraday stock chat would take something like that, even if I'm on the video right now doing it with you guys. Again, that's just a natural short based on the float up into that level. You're going to get a small pullback. But again, no confirmation below the 200. If this afternoon we get any sort of selling, which I'm not really expecting based on the volume, but if we did, you wouldn't care about it unless it confirms below the 200 moving average. If it does, then it starts to be something impressive. If it doesn't, then you just expect it's a pullback before a little bit of a push up. And again, keep your eyes on Apple and Amazon as the two leaders in the tech sector, and the financial stocks like GS, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Bank of America. Alrighty, guys, I got to get back to work here, start trading. Come join the intraday stock chat. Come join the 7-day free trial to the Research Center. We offer a free trial for both services. It's 7 days, no obligation. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Open your eyes to the truth about the markets. Learn how to swing trade up and down moves on the market and make money in any side of the market. And that's the bottom line. I'll teach you things that will blow your mind in regards to putting you in the elite status of investors out there where you're outperforming institutions left and right. Again, In The Money Stocks is the place it's at. 7-day free trial. Come join us here. Take care.